Good morning, everybody, and welcome, welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Whisky Blu and friends. And got my girl Veronica here with me as always. Happy Monday, Veronica. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
How was your weekend?
It was, I can say good because it rained here. So I'll say it was good.
Okay. So you stayed in the house.
Stayed in the house and watched TV.
What did you watch?
Movie on Lifetime.
Okay, Lifetime have a lot of what inspirational like movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, positive stuff. Okay. Well, I stayed in as well. I didn't stay in the whole weekend. On Friday, I went out to an event for the McKinley Church and McKinley Foundation. It was a social justice event, and I served at the table for GCAP, the Greater Community AIDS Project, with the president of the board. She and I, we did the manning or the actual set at our table for GCAP and gave out information to people whoever came through and asked. The McKinley Foundation it's the McKinley Church is a Presbyterian church, but they also have a foundation that give out grants. And so GCAP received a grant for nutrition, a nutrition grant from them. And so it was this grant celebration. They were celebrating their fundraiser for the McKinley Foundation and everything like that. So it was a really great time. I really enjoyed myself. I enjoy events like that. Don't get me wrong. I like church, but I don't necessarily appreciate religion because religion, in so many ways, we'll talk about that another day. But I enjoyed this event because it wasn't a religious event and it was inclusive and embracing of all people that were there. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a unique event, so I enjoyed myself. You know, we have so much work that we need to be doing in the world to make sure that the world that we live in is a better place. You know, helping the homeless, helping different ones that disenfranchised, and helping with equality, equity, and everything like that, and education of people and things like that. And so I enjoy those events because it doesn't get off into the whole biases that a lot of times religion gets off into. When I see a church that can break away from the religious part to doing stuff for the community, I really appreciate. We went off for a second right there.
Yeah.
And then what did I do on yesterday? I'm trying to remember. I don't remember doing anything ever yesterday. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
a podcast yesterday for coffee snobs and what was it? Coffee snobs and their I got it right here on my page. Coffee snobs and their books. Right, coffee snobs and their books with Tasha Scott. It was her premiere or debut episode of her podcast, and she asked me to be her special guest. And I was on there, and we talked a lot about my book and everything like that. So I enjoyed that on yesterday as well. But I woke up this morning, Veronica, and I saw something that you had reposted on your page, and I loved it. And I had to repost my own self and share from your page. I shared it to my page, and it says, "Nobody's perfect. We make mistakes. We say wrong things. We do wrong things. We fall. We get up. We learn. We grow. We move on. We live." I love that this morning. So I want to thank you for sharing that on your page because I was still in the bed when I picked up my phone and saw this post and it just resonated with me until I had to respond to your page and then
Yeah,
I had to go ahead and share it to my page as well. And when I shared it to my page at the top, I put nobody's perfect. Absolutely nobody's perfect, not
that's,
even you. Now, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about
I
anybody that's reading
understand.
this post today. I wanted them to know nobody's perfect. Absolutely nobody's perfect, and not even the person that was reading that post. So I'm not perfect. You're
I'm,
not perfect.
I'm not
Whoever
perfect
wrote
either.
that post is not perfect. And I thought that was a really great way to start the week today. What's up with that?
I,
Because you be up on it in the morning.
when I seen that, I had to I had to respond to it. When I seen that post, I said I'm gonna I gotta share it.
Yeah. And I think that's a good way to even segue into the piece that we were talking about on last week. Well, we talked last week about decompressing and everything. So, anyone, if you want to know anything about decompressing, listen to our episodes from last week, and they will definitely be a blessing to you. But then on Friday, we transition into talking about police brutality and police abuse and everything like that. And you shared about a situation where you all were stopped and
Yeah,
your experience and stuff. And we said that we're going to pick back up today. And I think it's a good way to pick back up, even talking about that. Nobody's perfect. Even our police officers are not perfect. However, the reality is that we make mistakes. We say wrong things. We do wrong things. Even police officers do wrong things. We fall, we get up, we learn, we grow. So I want to say to any police officer out there, because I never want to make it seem like every police officer is a bad cop, but the reality is that even if no pastor is perfect, no preacher is perfect, no politician is perfect. Nobody on this earth is
nobody
perfect.
is perfect.
Nobody. Not even the police officer. But I want to say to police officers, when you realize that you have done something wrong, or when you have done something wrong, learn. Get up. Don't just keep repeating the same thing and the same activities over and over again. Because then that means that there is a character flaw with you. If you continue to um to abuse and to take your authority the wrong way. Yes, you have a job. Yes, I know that your job can be difficult. Yes, I know you run into some bad people, and so sometimes police officers are on the defensive. But everybody that you stop is not a bad person.
Not
And
a,
sometimes you stop people and you don't do it for the right reason. Or when you stop people, your attitude or your action when you're stopping people is not necessarily the best. So let's continue to learn, make a decision. Police officers, politicians, people, preachers, pastors, whatever your title is, whether you're an apostle, a prophet, whether you are a evangelist, a pastor, a teacher, whether you're a school teacher, whether you work in the correctional facility. Listen, we don't have to be bad people. We all have bad sides to us, but don't let that be a character flaw. Let it be that you just make mistakes and the fact that you're not perfect, but make a decision that you're going to walk in love, respect, kindness, peace, and unity. And I'm doing all the talking this morning, and so I'm going to tag Veronica, and Veronica, you take it over from here.
Because when they stop you, some of them stop you for no apparent reason. Some of them stop you just to harass you. They got some of them do that just to mess with you.
Yes. So we want to let you all know that's out there. Everybody that watches this, even if you're a police officer, we're not here, to dog you out or to knock you down. We just want to encourage you to do better. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? If you haven't been doing better, do better. You can do better. That's really what this is about today.
Yep.
Also, we wanted to touch on because this month is Cancer Awareness Month. And we want to talk about that today, and you want to pick up from there because you have a story. I don't know if you want to share it this morning, but you're welcome to share your
I'll
story,
share it.
Veronica, because it'll encourage somebody else.
I'll share it.
Okay, I'm listening.
For the ones out there don't know my name Veronica Nicholas. I'm from Convent, Louisiana, but I live in Gonzales, Louisiana. I was diagnosed with breast cancer 2 years ago. My doctor told me to go to go do my mammogram. I went and took my mammogram. I thought everything was gonna be fine. And my sister told me, "Oh, they want you to come to St. James Parish Hospital and redo the mammogram." I went and did it there, and when I did the mammogram there, the lady had to go to another doctor to read it, and she told me I have to go to either Baton Rouge to Women's or either to West Jefferson. I told her, I said, I'll go to Women's Hospital because it ain't no more than but 30 minutes away from where I live at now. I went and did it, had to do the biopsy and all that. The, and when the results came back, it was I got my results back 2 days after I made my birthday. What some present that was. And I know it wasn't nothing good when I seen the expression on the doctor, because I read her face when she came in there, and I know it wasn't good. When she said we have a lot to talk about, I know what it was. She said it's cancer. So she set me up for my to do the treatment and all that, because I had to have surgery. I had a lumpectomy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right or not. And I had a breast reduction. And after that I healed from that, then I started my treatment. And then another doctor put me on a medication for 5 years I have to take. It keep me from keep it from coming back in the other breast. It was in the left breast. And they burned me all up. Upset stomach and all that. So if anybody keep up with your mammogram, because it saved my life. Because everybody tell me, even the doctor tell me, if you wouldn't have went and took your mammogram, they say, you wouldn't be here today to tell your story. So I'm telling my story. Go take it. Go make sure you keep up with your mammograms because it could save your life. You'd rather be saved than sorry. And I'm thankful for God.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful to God and grateful as well that you did what you needed to do, and that you are still here with us, and
Yep.
got the opportunity to ring that bell.
Yeah, I rung that bell.
Yeah, and I want to say this to anyone that's watching that we're Veronica was sharing her particular experience with breast cancer. And this month is Cancer Awareness Month. There's not just breast cancer that's out there. There are all different types of cancer and
Yeah.
where cancer begins in the body. And she particularly dealt with breast cancer, but I'm grateful that she did what she needed to do and took care of herself, and that we're able to look at her every morning and see her smile on her face and everything like that, and how she's continued to live life and sharing her story and her experience. I want to ask you this, Veronica. What went through your head the moment that they told you that you had breast cancer? What were the emotions that you felt? Because now you have a smile on your face, but what exactly went on within your mind when you found out?
All kind of thoughts were running in my mind. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Because they didn't know, what stage it was or none of that. And I kept wondering what kind it is, how far it is and all that. If it can spread anywhere else in my body.
Wow.
But thank God it hadn't sprayed. It's still contained in a breast.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. I probably need to look at this, but I'm sure it's not just women that can
Men
end
get
up
it
with
too, yeah.
breast cancer, huh?
Men can get it too.
Men can get breast cancer as well. So, do men have to get a mammogram also? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, they call it a mammogram. So I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know how to do it, with a man, but I know they can get
okay,
breast cancer too.
okay. Well, maybe we'll pick that up and even talk about it tomorrow. I'll do some little research on it and everything like that. But thank you for sharing your story this morning with us as we are in the midst of Cancer Awareness Month and sharing your specific experience as a overcomer or someone who has experienced breast cancer and was able to ring that bell because you did what
Yeah.
you needed to do to
Yeah.
take care of it. Yeah. So I know I have a doctor's appointment this morning with my PCP. But before we do that and get off of here, we want to move into the segment that we go into every day, called Inspirational Moment with Veronica Nicholas. And Veronica, go ahead on as we move into that segment. Give us the inspirational moment.
Okay. One day, one day you will understand why some paths was difficult, why some waits were so long, and why some battles had to be fought alone. Maybe those times were not meant to break you, but to make you stronger. Your patience, your effort, and your courage to hold on to faith will one day bring results that make every hardship feel meaningful. Keep faith. Not every delay is denial. Some delays are simply waiting for the right time.
Wow. Not every delay is denial.
Yep.
That whole piece was such a great inspirational piece. You want to read that again?
One day you will understand why some paths were difficult, why some waits were so long, and why some battles had to be fought alone. Maybe those times were not meant to break you, but to make you stronger. Your patience, your effort, and your courage to hold on to faith will one day bring results that make every hardship feel meaningful. Keep faith. Not every delay is denial. Some delays are simply waiting for the right time.
Some delay is simply waiting for the right time.
Right.
You got to take a picture of that one and send it to me in my a text message today. I want to read that again
Okay.
myself. But thank you very much, Veronica. Thank you for sharing that. And to everyone that's out there, thank you for being with us today for another episode of Coffee and Conversation with Whisky Blu and friends. We've had a great time this morning. I'm preparing to go to a PCP appointment, but want you all to know that we appreciate you for joining us. Please like, please share. Even if you're watching us when we have after we're off and you're watching the archive, please share with your friends, share with your family, and please come join us sometime. Click on the link when we post it and be with us actually in the studio. If you have something you want to share or a project you want to talk about or something that's going on in your life that you want to just be a part of the conversation, you all are welcome. Have a great day. Veronica, you have any final words?
Everybody take care. Like you say, come on in the studio. Just tell what you want to talk about.
Yeah, you may have a book you want to talk about. You may have an event coming up you want to talk about. You are welcome to come and to share with us here on Coffee and Conversation. Have a good one. We're out. Peace.
Yep.